What's up, everybody? Ty Bartel from YSN in with another edition of Player Profile. This time we go to the defensive side of the volleyball court and go into the Austintown Fitch Falcons libero, Izzy DiRenzo. Izzy, how we doing today?
I'm doing good. How are you doing?
Oh, I'm doing great. Great to have you on today as well. Considering the season you've had plenty of ups. You had a little bit of a lull period too with some injury concerns in the middle of it. But during that time, you still led your team in digs per match and still held that lead all throughout the time you missed. You really put the world on notice in that first half of the season. Talk about how much work has gone into your defensive work in volleyball too and how you've seen it all play out this season.
Yeah, I just had to work hard throughout the season. This year was really my first year playing libero for Fitch. I used to always be a hitter, but just staying like calm in the back row and just knowing your team has your back and everything just really helps, and it just helps me do good during the games.
You average over 21 digs a match right now. So that's impressive numbers to say the least. And when you look at when I watch you play, and when others watch you play, and of course your teammates will even vouch for this too. You're a little nuts to say the least, in what you're willing to sacrifice life and limb. It seems like, to make sure you could get underneath those defensively. What's your mindset like for that too? Do you think about what you're doing on the court, or do you just kind of stow it away and just say, it's game time, we're sacrificing what we need to sacrifice?
I just want to win, and I just know I gotta. You can only get a good hit from getting a good set, and from that is having a good pass. So I just have a mindset of getting it right to the target every single time.
The thing with volleyball too, and changing positions, not the easiest thing, because you got to be able to work in unison with five other girls on the floor at all times too. And from outside hitter to libero or defensive specialist, that becomes quite a shift. What kind of work did you need to put in to be able to make that shift too? And obviously you're finding plenty of success into it, but what's some advice you'd give to, I guess, girls too that might have to make that shift, trying to find their role in their teams?
Honestly, just try and relax and read, like just learn how to read the hitter and know where you're at on the court. Just really helps you. It really taught me, especially like during club, like just staying calm and um, just knowing where you are and just able to do whatever really helps you throughout the season.
How much do you vouch for club being a driving force and improving in the sport too? And how much can you credit club to your success in the sport overall?
I can really credit a lot because they really helped me, especially my coach last year. He really taught me like how to use my hands for taking second ball, especially. He like gave me confidence throughout the season and just showed me how to be a better player in the back row.
Well, before we go forward, I want to take a step back real quickly and kind of just learn where you found yourself falling in this sport of volleyball. What's some of your earliest memories in the sport, and when do you think, or when do you remember yourself getting involved in the sport?
Um, well, my sisters, they used to play volleyball, and when I was little, I would just always play with them. At first, I thought I was just gonna play like basketball and softball, but things like changed as I grew up. I found volleyball was my best sport, and I started to love it a lot more than anything else. And I wanted to keep playing it throughout my season and everything.
Having others that played it in the household probably made for a pretty competitive household. Would you say you're the most competitive in your family, or does someone else take the cake?
I think I am.
You got it too. What's your choice for family game night so you can rock everyone else that's in the house?
Honestly, oh, I don't even know.
You're too good at all of them too to be able
Yeah.
to, to be able to choose one. Let's move forward with this volleyball season now, in this current volleyball season. And like I said, you've been on a Fitch team that's on a roll once again. You girls have won the AAC for the fourth consecutive year in a row. You don't even have to share it; it's sole possession of yours. When you talk about just continuing the legacy that was already set prior to, with teams prior to you, how much does that mean that you've been able to kind of step in and you found your role on this team, and you together as a team have been able to carry on that legacy?
It just feels really good because the success we had throughout the season, which is just amazing feeling every single time we come off that court winning and just have a positive mindset. it just feels really good, and I just want to keep doing it every single time.
And I mean, I still saw you and don't think we didn't notice too the positive mindset that you kept too on the sidelines when you had to deal with a little bit of injury concerns in the middle of this season. What was that like for you? I know every athlete, most, not every, I shouldn't say every, but most athletes will go through some point like this throughout their career too. When you talk about just having to take that step back off the floor and be the best teammate you can be on the bench for that time being, what was that shift like for you? And what was your mindset like during that time?
It was really hard not being able to go on the court and play and just win as a team. But I knew that I couldn't, and I just tried to help my teammates as much as I could, telling them like where to hit the ball, where to go in position for defense to get those easy ups, and I just wanted them to have success and not lose anything with it.
Obviously every team every year is different, and I know you played a little bit on last year's squad, but you've been a little bit more prominent in this year's squad. But in talking from last year's team to this year's team, what are some of the differences that you've noticed throughout the team too, and what do you think about this year's team is so special? Obviously every year is special for different reasons, but what about this year's unit has been so special to you?
I think just the bond we have really created a family for us. I feel like last year we didn't have such a bond as we do this year. We have fun on the court, we laugh and we smile all the time. But when we need to get serious, we'll get serious. And it's just, we always connect with each other and just have fun.
Nobody's going to know or be able to grade a new coach as well as the players that they are coaching too. So in saying that, Coach Herberger, new addition to this year too, and you talked about some of the culture shifts that she's made too, some of the little bit of changes that she did with her style of coaching. What about Kylie Herberger is so special as a coach too, and what can you take away from her coaching style this season that's really helped your game?
She pushes us so hard to at practice every single time. She gives us confidence. She never yells at us really. She like taught us so much on how to move our feet and like just having fun too on the court, and like she really did bring this team together this year, and I don't think we would have been this successful without her. She showed us so many new skills and like just help us with a lot of practice, and she really helped us a lot this year.
And you guys, like I said, had another successful season. You were beating a who's who of teams outside the conference. Of course, you took some bumps along the way, but a lot of teams do throughout the course of the season. Coming towards the end of the season now, you only got a few more matches before we wrap this thing up and head into tournaments. When you look at this team as a whole, how good do you think it has been? How good do you think it can be going forward?
I think it could be really good during, especially during like playoffs and everything, because we have such good hitters, a good back row, and especially a good setter. Um, I really see like us going forward a lot this season, and I just can't wait to see how far we end up going.
It seems like that's been a constant and a consistent talk amongst all the girls on the team that I've spoken with is that all of you have just said, if we can just get everyone healthy, if we can just get our full unit back out here again, we will be fine. And it looks like you guys are starting to get healthy at the right time. But at that same time, too, you had a lot of girls step up during absences of players, and they have also gotten valuable experience at the varsity level now. How dangerous do you think that makes Fitch now going into the playoffs, having so many girls back deep depth wise on the team that can step in any given situation?
I think it just shows that we want to play a lot and we just want to win. And I think us being all back, I think we can go really forward a lot. And I think we could have a positive outcome in this. And I just can't wait to see what it's like.
Well, Izzy, we know that you're a student first and an athlete second, so your academics do have to play a role and a big factor in your high school career. What are some of your favorite subjects? What are some of your favorite teachers that you've had in Fitch High School?
My favorite subject is like math. I really love. I have my coach this year for math for pre-calc. She's such a good teacher, and I love
You
how.
rocked pre-calc? Wow.
Mhm.
What is that class like? Because I tell you what, I took one calculus class, one regular calculus class, and I absolutely hated it. So how is taking that class for you at the pre-calc level?
It's kind of difficult, but she just helps me especially, and like she just makes it easy for me, and it's hard at times when I have a game and I have a test the next day, but I'm able to just study and just able to do good on it.
I don't want to say respect, but I guess does it give you more of an admiration, I guess would be the word for a coach when you have them as double as a teacher for you in the same year, knowing that they're helping you out in more than one area of your life, or at least trying to get you to be the best you can be in more than one area.
Yeah, because she'll always help me, especially when we're at games and I have a question on my homework. She'll help me. She has no problem with it, and I'm like really thankful for her to do that because some teachers don't do that, and I'm just happy that she does.
We got through the pregame routine. We got through the game routine as well. Let's go through the postgame routine. What's the favorite meal, place to go? Even if it's a home cooked meal, what's the grub you're grabbing after a big win?
I really like spaghetti. My mom usually makes like with pink sauce and just having bread, and it's really good, especially after a long game.
I was speculating that with the last name DiRenzo, you wouldn't have to go out to get food very often. I'm pretty sure there'd be a lot of home cooking that's good in the household. Looking at your routine throughout a game day and your routine for a post game day, just trying to get ready, trying to get your mindset ready during a game. Does that start hours before? Does it start in the morning? Does it start just before game? What's your kind of whole routine look like during a big match?
Like I'll usually come home from school, just get like a quick snack and stuff, and just I usually do my homework before and everything, so then after I know I could relax and just set my mind on the game and stuff, and not have to worry about anything else except for the game, and that's mostly it.
Get that mind right, no doubt. I know you're only a junior, so you have a whole other season left after this whole other year left for your senior campaign. But just looking at it, I'm sure you've given some thought. You've looked ahead to your future too. You probably don't have anything solid. Maybe you do. But if what you've looked at, what are some of the things that gauge your interest future wise when you're all done it said and done with high school?
Um, I would really like to go to Ohio State because I have some My two sisters go there currently, and my parents all went there. And I just maybe in the medical field, I would like to be in maybe pharmacist because my dad's one currently right now. Something towards there, I would like.
That would be incredible. I was just down at that campus too. It's always a beautiful campus to take a look to, and their medical centers are like freaking skyscrapers. It seems like down there as well. So that's always exciting going down to the Ohio State University too, having those in your plans. Looking at your entire career, it has been so fun to cover to this point. I love to see that you've stepped up in a big way and you've worked so hard in the off season. I know you the type of player you are though. You always want to get better. You're always striving to get better and that's just the type of person you are as well. What are you looking to improve on with your game with the remaining time you have left in the high school ranks?
Just to, especially my server C, just to like, keep it going good and try and not shank too many balls and just having a positive attitude throughout the game and just staying calm throughout it. And like when I mess up, just to shake it off and keep going and then get the next one and do good on it.
Feels like there was a lot of powerful and well-rounded minds that helped kind of shape the person and player you are today. What's some of the best advice, or maybe I guess the most impactful thing, even that someone, player, coach, anyone really has ever said to you that's really stuck with you?
Just my parents always being there and just telling me you can do it, just relax, you can do it, just stay calm and go out there and do your best.
All right, Izzy, we would be remiss before we let you go to not give you the opportunity, the platform to shout out everyone that's been a part of your journey to this point. So, in saying that, I want to give you now the spotlight to spotlight whoever, whatever, whichever you want now in your edition of the shout out portion of this interview.
I just want to thank like all my coaches, whoever coached me in the past, and I want to thank my family members, especially my parents, because they take me to all my games. They help me practice every day, and I'm really thankful to have them in my life. And for
Well, is Well, Izzy, we're really thankful to have you on the network as well and be able to cover such an amazing high school career and such a great person as well over there at Austintown Fitch High School. We're certainly rooting for you here at the network and wish you nothing but the best as your future continues to wage on. This has been a very special edition with the libero of the Austintown Fitch Falcons, Izzy DiRenzo.